I'd like to ask you a few questions about the incident.
I need you to help me find that woman.
Hi, Tilman. I'm Graham from Screen Rant. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited to talk about this movie. I had so much fun with it, and I thought it was so interesting. Lose is like your take on the possession movie. So this is sort of your take on the creature feature. So I was,
You could say that, yeah.
if you looked to any particular films or texts for inspiration, like where did the idea for Cuckoo come from?
Well, the idea literally grew out of a mood that I was in at the time. When I finished up Blues, actually, when we were mixing the movie, I wasn't well then because I thought nobody will watch the movie because I just thought we were making this movie for us. And then I watched a documentary about the cuckoo bird and how they breed and that they put their eggs into the nests of other bird species. And then I had this shot of host parents feeding a cuckoo chick that is not theirs, and they don't abandon nests. They just keep on doing that. And that was kind of beautiful in a horrific way. And that I couldn't let go of this image. So after a while, I thought, how am I projecting this on humans,
Yeah, I love that. And like I said, I had so much fun with the movie. It's only your second, but it feels so evolved. It's so well done. So I was curious, what did you maybe learn from Lose that you kind of brought with you to Cuckoo, and how has your process kind of evolved from that first film to this one?
That's a really good question. Well, I think when Lose, my first longer film, there's a big difference just in terms of time spent and how you have to deal with the energy, that the strength, the energy, the stamina that you have shooting for a longer time. So I learned that, quote unquote, for Lose, right? And I could take some of that with me to for the shoot of Cuckoo, although Cuckoo was longer and even more stressful, of course, because everything grew. And but I think what I could take most is sort of my own way of shooting films, how I think about scenes, and I usually think about scenes in shots. I have a shot list fixed, sort of. I can improvise to a degree on set, but I have this sort of guiding shot list in my mind with the cinematographer, Paul Fowles, right? We have this figured out, and sticking to that and knowing exactly what we want, sort of as a movie that's already in our head, that was really, really helpful to have this, so you could get just this insane amount of, shots and movie to be told.
Yeah. And, I like how Cuckoo defies genre in a lot of ways, all the way up to the gunfight in the climax. It feels very unexpected and exciting. So I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about the choice behind that. Was it always kind of heading towards this action type ending, or were there multiple versions of the ending?
That's a good question. I think it was always heading into this direction. I'm sure there were slightly different endings, in different drafts that I wrote. But I personally just get so much pleasure out of when I call it tastes, when tonally, or you could, whatever it is, a tone, a genre, when there's different flavors mixing, with each other. I love scenes that are funny and tragic at the same time, or scary and funny, and I love mixing genres too, because that sort of hints at that, how do I say this? Of course, there's this story, right? There's a story on the surface, but there's more to it, however you want to look at it. Either it's above or below, or it's in the ether, or whatever it is, but you can feel the movie in all kinds of different ways, right? And disrupting that straight sort of storyline on the surface with different tones and different genres, that sort of hints at hey, you can also feel about this a different way, or think about it a different way.
Definitely. Awesome. Well, that is my time. Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to speak with you today.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you. You too.
Ciao, ciao.
If I were you, I wouldn't want to get hurt.